Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm going to go over my Witch Occultist build with 50 million DPS or 50.1 million DPS against Pinnacle and Guardian bosses. So let me just jump right in. As always, the description will be down below for the PoB, and I'm going to try and go over it as good as possible. At the end of the video, I will be doing some Eater of the Worlds videos, Uber as well. So you can take a look at those and see how the build works. So let me just jump in really quick. So I'm going to try to go over how I would level this build if I had to, but I did not level it. So take this with a grain of salt, but you could definitely do it the way I'm going to say. I'd go and I'd get the Lord of the Dead, Death Attunement to get more zombies, more damage, DPS going immediately. Then I would work my way down and I'd pick up Grave Pact. After Grave Pact, I would go and get Redemption. After Redemption, I would get Sovereignty. Then I would get Purity of Flesh, Heart of Soul, Constitution, and Sentinel. So if you're leveling, oh yeah, I forgot. After that, you'd fill in the rest of the talent tree that I have. You'd get Combat Stamina. So if you were leveling, just a couple of tips. You would definitely look at sacrifice and getting some regen for your minions, and trying to get more damage for your minions like Righteous Army and Enduring Bond as well. And the curse right here, steeped in the profane, you would definitely wait to get that to the very end, because I only use curses on bosses or uber bosses when I do them. And the talent tree, and not the talent tree, but the ascendancies, I would get profane bloom first, and then I would work and get withering presence, and my last one would be unholy authority. So that goes over the tree, I hope. The clusters that I have are pretty expensive. I got them for like about four divine each, which is not too bad in the whole scheme of things. Oh, I almost forgot that. Where is it? The gaze. You're gonna want to get to at the end game. It's an extremely a lot of damage, and you want to add ghastly eye jewels with it. Specifically, ghastly eye jewels with minions deal increased damage if you use a minion skill recently. Very important, and you want to add chance to poison. I don't have the perfect setup for my ghastly eye jewels, because you definitely want to get increase your minions deal poison damage as well, and physical damage works well, but chaos damage is where the DPS is coming from. So that's the talent tree in a nutshell. I'm gonna go over the go over the gems now. I have Phantasmal Ray Zombies. You don't need Phantasmal Ray Zombies, but Phantasmal Ray Zombies is more damage. Awaken Unbound on Ailments, Awaken Minion Damage, Awaken Void Manipulation, and Power 4, which is going to probably cost you around 7 Divine. And then I have the variant for multi strike. I'm not using the Awaken, because the Awaken is a lot of divine orbs. It's probably like around 28 divine orbs, but the one that I have on in this POB is about four divine, and if you get a level 21, it's about one divine. So roughly, it's gonna cost you about 12 to like 15 divine orbs to actually get the whole weapon set up for your main damage dealer, your Ray zombies. So I'm going to go over the helmet, and the helmet is, for me, is designed to do the auras. I have Enlightened 4, which is expensive. I'm not sure what the price was, but when I got it, it was 12 to mine. Determination, cheap. Veil Grace, cheap. I should have this going. Purity of Elements is your most important aura in this build. It makes you immune to elemental ailments and increases your elemental resist. But considering I use a belt that allows my zombies and specters to use my flasks, it's very important to become immune and be resistant against as much stuff as you can be. So if you're leveling, Purity of Elements is going to be your first choice for auras before anything else, to let you know. So let's jump into the gloves. The gloves have vitality, more regeneration, molten shell for more protection, veil haste, it should not be there. But veil haste for damage, desecrate to raise your zombies and specters. So let's look at the body armor. The body armor is where I have all my curses, and I have some other stuff. I have the animated guardian. I have the summon cast going for more protection, more effective hit pool. I have enhanced to increase all these. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You got your curses and everything. There's a couple of different variants in here too, so make sure you pay attention to that. And then the boots have Withering Step, where a lot of my chaos damage is coming from. A lot of my damage is coming from Withering Step. And enhance to increase the amount of not Withering Steps, but Withering stacks are attached to it. Withering Step 21 is going to be very expensive with the different variant. It's probably going to cost you about 5 to 6 divine orbs, but you could definitely get a cheaper version for one divine where it's only 20. Because of the talent tree or the ascendancy ability, withering presence, you are continuously doing withered stacks. So you really don't need to have the better variant to increase the stacks of your withering. So just that's just another tip that you should know about. Then you have race specters. You could use chieftains for haste or frenzy charges, or you could use nothing. You just use any plain old specter you want. Really, you don't even need specters, but they're nice to have to give you a feeding frenzy, which makes your minions aggressive. So let's jump into the items. The cane is very good. The last time I checked on a stream, it was going for 6 divine, which is very cheap for such a great item. This item is extremely good. I think it's the best in the game. You know, you could get a wand and a shield that are really really good, but you can never get the minions increase max life like you can with this staff. If you could, I would be using a shield and a wand or whatever for my builds. But that increased max life for your minions with this staff is huge. It keeps your minions alive, and it's very important. The helmet is very good optimized, very good implicits. It's all around good. You can follow the stats for it. Excuse me. It's going to be very expensive. I would say it's going to be like about 5 divine to 10 divine. The chest is very cheap. The implicits are not right. You could pick your own. You definitely would like to have an increased aura effect for haste or grace or whatever you want to be, more defensive, more offensive. But the rest of the stats are solid. You want to make sure that you have minions who have 60% chance to poison enemies on hit, which is a lot of damage. While looking at it, I'm seeing that my chest does 1,000,000.5 million damage combined DPS, which is huge. And it could possibly be doing more damage with full DPS with all your minions tacked on. The gloves are going for 4 divine last time I checked. All the sockets are white. What this does is it makes your minions damage do all chaos. So energy shields will not be affected when your minions are attacking. The boots are cheap. They're a dime a dozen, probably going to cost you anywhere from 1 to 3 divine. The amulet, I am not too sure, but when I got it, oh, this is the expensive version. I apologize. You do not need to have the haste version of this. You could have the grace version of this. And your anointment for this could be anything you want. I didn't realize that I had Innervate on right now, but it really doesn't matter because I'm crushing every boss in the game at this time. The rings, the bone rings, are a dime a dozen. You could definitely get one very good for cheap. I have very good ones, so it costs me quite a bit of divine to get them, but they're a dime a dozen. The belt is very cheap, and what it does is it applies your flash to your zombies and your specters, which increases their damage absurdly. When you hit your flasks and you attack a boss with this on, you blow them up. They're just like boom. Their damage, like your minions go through butter like a warm knife. It just goes right through them. Slice, slice, slice. And the flasks are they're not that expensive. They're all going to be pretty cheap, but if you're going to be leveling, you definitely would want to use the same variant of these flasks, but in the blue version. I'm not entirely sure what they are. I have a lot of gems, so you could look at that and try to like replicate. I went over the gems. I'm sorry, not the gems, the jewels earlier in the video, so you should know about what's going on there. I also have a very expensive Commander of Darkness, Forbidden Flesh, and Forbidden Flame. You do not need Commander of Darkness. You could definitely use whatever you want. It's not a necessity to have this Forbidden Flesh and this Forbidden Flame. You could use whatever you want. Let's jump over and go into configurations. I'm using the gods that give more physical damage reduction because I have so much damage and I'm focused so hard on damage that I want to be able to survive better. So I picked this one and I picked the one where you don't get hurt with bleed. I do not like, considering you can't heal yourself, you want to make sure that you can remove all the stuff that you possibly can get hurt by. I went over that with purity of elements being the most important, or the same rule applies to this too. I have frenzy charges ticked because you could use chieftains for your specters, but I use whatever. It's not really necessary. If you take it away, it is only like about a million full DPS drop, so it's not that big of a deal, whatever specter you use. You have onslaught from your flask. Your minions have onslaught from the flask. They have unholy might from the flask. You have elusiveness from withering step. You have 8 nearby enemies. You typically are going to have that at high end game. Have you been hit recently? Probably. Have you used a minion skill recently? Yes. You've used convocation, your grip, which I use all the time to heal my minions. Feeding frenzies coming from your minions for more damage. The enemy stats is set to Guardian Pinnacle, and it's 50 million damage estimated rounded up. You have 15 withering stacks. You have 11 withering stacks from the withering step debuff or gem, and then you're always doing more withering stacks from your withering present ascendancy. You are on consecrated ground because bottled faith is being used by your minions and you are standing on it. And this should be ticked as well because you are on consecrated ground. So I'm going to jump in the game really quick and I'm going to do some Uber fights. I'm not going to edit it or anything. I'm going to die. But I'm going to show you what's going on with the build and how good it is or how not good it is you think. So here we go. Starting to fight up. I will do three of these. So oh, I'm dead. All right. Gotta raise my zombies. Another thing is that you could heal your minions when you get out of a map or a boss fight by triggering your flasks because bottled faith will heal them. Just another tip that I do to make it quicker for me to get my minions back up and going. All right, here we go. Everything's set up. I'm ready for max DPS again. I'm going in for the fight again. Oh, he's doing his tentacle attack. He should go into phase 2 pretty soon. I'm dead again. Ugh. That sucked. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat him this time. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work out this time for me. But I will try it again because I'm not gonna edit this. I want you guys to see just what the build can do. This is Uber, by the way. As you can see, it's level 85. All right, he went into the different phase. Gonna wait for that to end. All right. I have 2 more portals. Maybe I can actually take him down in this run. All right, come on. Yep, he goes down and he drops a map. All right, I need to raise my Spectres again. That was try 1. So Uber Eater 1 for 1 so far. All right, let's hop in again. See, it's level 85. This is Uber Eater. All right. Let's see how the beginning goes. Ooh, he hit me. Didn't kill me though. That's cool. All right, he jumped into the second phase. I'm just gonna die because my build can't withstand that anyways. And you're not gonna be doing max DPS if you get out of it anyways, so you're wasting your time. So all right, let's go in there again and see what kind of damage I could do to him. All right. Looking good, looking good. Oh, gotta get out of here. You gotta use your convocation to, oh, come on. Oh, yeah, awesome. Those orbs are like tracking me down like hound dogs. All right. He went into the second phase. I'm just gonna wait for him to end. Got the Spectres, gotta raise the Spectres again. All right. I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh, he's down. Uber Eater, 2 for 2. I'm gonna juice him up a little bit to see what happens when I juice him up a little bit. I'm gonna throw an elk on this thing. I'm not sure. I've beat him before while doing this, but we'll see what happens. So semi juiced Uber Eater now. All right, get that going. All right, everything. Oh no. All right, dodged it. Excellent. Everything's looking solid right here. This is good. This is going really good. That's not good. All right, I think he went into the second phase and maybe not. All right. He's gonna. I'm surprised he didn't go into phase 2 yet. He's really being mean. All right, I gotta raise my zombies a little bit. And if you notice that your zombies are dying on Uber Eater or like a boss, just give yourself sacrifice on the talent tree. It's right. It's really close to enduring bond, and it's 4 points. And give them like regen, like leech for their damage they're doing, and they should live pretty well as long as you're avoiding like really big damage, like the burst damage that these bosses are doing. All right. Yep, there he goes. He goes into phase 2. I'll try to do it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and just craziness. It's really hard to live through that. Gotta raise my specters. Alright, well, haste. Going in, hopefully for the kill. Oh, I forgot the buff. Oh, oh. Alright. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get because I didn't buff when I went in that time. It looks like it's gonna be a fail. Yeah. So 2 for 3. I should have killed him, I think, but I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna do another boss, a couple different bosses. I'm gonna do the flame boss, and then we'll see what happens. This is not Uber. This is just normal mode, and I'll do 3 of these to show you and demonstrate you what happens to bosses on normal. Well, that was easy. All right, 2 more times. Going in again. I'm using my Convocation to increase my damage to use a minion build. That's why I keep using that, so I keep getting it going. He's dead again. All right, one last time, and the end of the video will be happening. I'll do one map too. Why not, right? There's one map to show you guys what it could do on a map too. All right. Got into phase 2, huh? I'm dead. Dodge the fireballs. Dodging the fireballs. Ouch. Well, gotta wait for these fireballs to end, respawn. See, you wouldn't need Sacrificer to keep your minions alive during these normal boss fights or just pinnacle boss fights because you're just gonna crush them so fast. Where'd he go? Oh, come on. What's this all about? A little itchy on my shoulder. I'm waiting for this to end so I could spawn so I just don't walk into death. Where is he? There he is. You should be dead at that this next turn around. Oh, I guess not. Man, he's being pretty tough right now. He gone 3 for 3. So I'm gonna do a map or two, show you what's going on there. Um, which one do I want to do? This one's a small one, I think. Just a little explanation of what I'm doing while I'm playing. The bosses in this one are pretty hard. Let's pop the Millennium Mare. So I use Convocation, I believe it's called, all the time. I do that to heal my minions and to get them right in the creatures' faces and the bosses. Plus, I'm using Ghastly Eye Jewels that increase your damage when you use a minion build, a minion ability, and that's the ability I use to trigger that. So every time I use that, I'm getting like about 100 to like a 120 more damage from my minion. So it's very important you use it all the time. All right, just walking through. Everything is dying. This is excellent. This build is not super tanky, but the speed of your killing is very high, which makes up, I think, for the lack of tankiness in your build. And I said this in my last video I did, that the quicker you kill something, the less time you have to worry about it. And with a zombie build, you have all your damage up front. You don't need to stand there. You could be moving around and still be doing max DPS. I'm supposed to have an animated guardian out, but he always dies, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I could give you guys a tip on how to keep your animated guardian alive if you want to use like set up for your animated guardian with gear. I'll go over that in a second after I'm done with this map, if I could ever find the boss room. So remember, Convocation all the time. You want to be gripping your minions. You want to make sure you're setting off the minions deal damage with the minion skill. All right, here comes the 3 bosses. These guys kill me sometimes. All right, that's 1 down. Look at all that crap they're shooting at me. No, last one's still alive. There we go. Oh, some more goop on the ground. All right, that was a map. And I said I was going to go over the Animate Guardian if you want to see this item right here, the Hungry Loop. I picked Feeding Frenzy, Meat Shield, Elemental Army Support, and Minion Life to keep my Animated Guardian alive. So whenever you're doing maps or you feel like that you want to have extra damage or more survivability for your minions, you just chuck this on there, and and then you could remove the Feeding Frenzy from your your specters, and throw on minion life or whatever you feel necessary, calling strike for more killing power. But this should be able to keep your man-made guardian alive indefinitely if you're using a lot of money on it instead of having it on your gear or anything like that. I believe this is probably the best way to keep your animated guardian alive, by using the Hungry Loop. So I think I went over everything. If you have any questions or anything, the PoB will be in the description. I think I went over everything pretty good, but if I missed something, let me know. And as always, be safe, be careful. Till next time, have a nice day. Please show some support and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Have a nice day.